Welcome, all you plus two comedy modifiers, to another episode another episode of the Plus Two Comedy Podcast. I'm your belligerent host, TV's Noah Houlihan, and before we get to our fantastic episode with Heel on the Press Comics, I have to tell you about some upcoming shows. We will be going to Wizard World, Philadelphia on the 18th and the 19th. We won't be there on the Thursdays. The 18th and the 19th, we'll be doing stand-up comedy, and we'll be doing Game the Gamer, so please join us in Philadelphia for Wizard World, Philadelphia. And like I said, we're not going to be there this Sunday because we're heading over to the Meadowlands for the Castle Point Anime Convention. We'll be doing stand-up there, we'll be doing Game the Gamer, and we'll be doing some cosplay pro wrestling. So please come see us at Castle Point Anime Convention. Also, we will be heading to Anime Next. Anime Next is the 8th, 9th, and 10th of June. For more information, you can go to animenext.org. We'll be there doing comedy and more cosplay pro wrestling. Last time we were there, it was fantastic. They set us up in the atriums. We were in the middle of the hallway, and I beat up Uncle Yo. It was amazing, so please come see us at Anime Next. We're also happy to announce that we will be returning to Too Many Games. Too Many Games is in the Greater Philadelphia Convention Center in Oaks, Pennsylvania. So come see us at Too Many Games. We will be doing stand-up comedy. We will be doing Game the Gamer, and it'll be the return of the improv show run by one Miss Laura Prince. So please come and see us at Too Many Games. It's always a blast to be there. So why aren't you there? Come see us at Too Many Games. Yet now, without any further ado, take it away.
Who's ready for a podcast? Who's here to do other things, currently being annoyed by a podcast? They're really far away.
Yeah, they've all clustered.
Yes. This is the Plus Two Comedy Podcast coming to you live from Gamers Vault. That's 175 Route 70 in Medford, New Jersey. I'm your host, as always, TV's Noah Houlihan. And I'm joined, as always, by the spoilers to my Infinity War. Oh. Mr. William. How you doing, Will?
I have done very well at not spoiling Infinity
I know.
War.
I had a few I was going to do that were related to Infinity War, and I realized if I said them, they'd be spoilers, so I didn't.
We have Zenkai-Con this weekend.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been trying to write jokes. I got like 6 of them, all about the last 5 minutes of Infinity War. It's been very frustrating.
That'll go over great.
No, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to die.
Yeah, it's very nice of you. That's tough to follow, a murder.
Yeah.
Our guests this week are from... Yeah, hey, look at these guys.
guys.
They're from Heel on the Press Comics. Please give it up for Mike and Steve. They never said their last name to me. Yay!
We relinquished our last names.
Oh, yeah.
Very recently.
Just went with Mike and Steve. That's
it's a
good.
branding thing.
Okay, all right, cool. That's a good idea. There's not a lot of Mikes or Steves.
No,
so
like Fabio.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Steve.
Steve. I could see you on a romantic novel cover.
Steve totally couldn't believe that it wasn't butter.
Yes.
He's not buying into that at all.
I got nothing to follow that up.
So, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
So you guys are a two-man comic shop, basically, or comic creator.
Certainly.
I didn't mean to call you a store.
You fused together into a comic store.
We
Kind
do.
of a two-man comic shop. We, we have a register and a clerk. We have a small press based out of Philly. That right
like
now
Ben
is
Franklin.
Yeah.
Ben Franklin was from there. Did he have a small press too?
He did a printing press.
Yeah.
Oh, he did a printing press.
Yeah.
The Farmer's Almanac.
Certainly.
Sure.
Certainly.
Old Richard.
Maybe a
Did he
maybe a
invent it?
newspaper. He didn't invent
The
it.
printing press? No.
That was Gutenberg,
That was-
right?
Yeah,
Gutenberg.
Steve Gutenberg.
Steve Gutenberg.
Nice.
Well done.
Yes,
well done.
He was with those two men and that baby inventing the printing press. So, guys.
Show over. Thanks for watching.
do
We're
we
real
need
silly
to go
today.
on? Or okay.
So what made you get into comic books?
Hold on, I'm not still sure what you do.
All right. Let's go back. So we are a small press. We put out comics that I write, Steve illustrates. Mostly kind of like in the indie comic world, I suppose. Not too much superhero stuff. Although we did a superhero comic.
Yes.
That
Which I cannot wait to talk about.
Yes. Okay, we can talk about that at length.
Excellent.
Or not at length, but yeah. So
Those are the two
ad
options.
nauseum. We have 3 publications out right now. We just kickstarted our 4th that will be coming out in June as well.
And it's a sequel, right? This is
yes.
Heel on the Grave.
Heel-
No, Shovel.
the
Heel on
Shovel.
the Shovel.
There's
I'm imagining that they're digging a grave.
There's a little grave digging.
So what is Heel on the Shovel?
So Heel on the Shovel, it's a 3-part series that we'd conceived. We actually just found out, or I just found out, Steve was like, I already knew this, that it's the 200th anniversary of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. So Heel on the Shovel is sort of a updated domestic Mary Shelley Frankenstein.
Okay.
There's a monster, there's a mad scientist, and things of that ilk. But kind of told in a Daniel Clowes-esque wry manner.
Okay.
Yeah, we're both pretending to know who that person is.
Right, of course, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
David Rybread, right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That
Steve
manner he
Greenberg.
does.
Yeah, it's
Can you drop any more? Can we drop any more names?
You could make them up. I'm pretty sure Mystery Science
yeah,
Theater
yeah.
3000 does that
Right,
all the time.
This is true.
yeah. No, I mean it's like I don't.
Steve, you're killing it right now.
I'm the face of the company.
Steve's the looks. I'm the voice. So
Okay.
yeah.
So Mike, please tell us.
More about the comic. So we put out the last one about 2 years ago, and in the process, we also put out a small collection of comics called Swamp Parade that was Popeye fan fiction. And,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Tintin fan fiction.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm interested.
And then a little side comic called Dog Years that's about the friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it, between me and my Chihuahua.
Okay.
Early Tintin or late Tintin?
Well, he's actually middle-aged in the comic.
Okay, good.
And
So it's less imperialist racism
yeah.
than early Tintin.
Well, more because he's
he's
middle
Yeah, he's
aged.
just embraced it fully.
Can we go back to about how you don't understand the relationship between you and your own dog?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
right over that.
what I'm saying is I get uncomfortable when people are like, "Oh, go back to your dad." I didn't conceive of that dog.
Okay.
I didn't. She's like my best friend in the world.
Okay.
You don't want to claim ownership.
I don't want to be like her. Yeah, but I'm not like her brother either.
No.
I'm not her
wouldn't-
lover.
Yeah,
I think
really
you maybe
lost.
Yeah.
I usually call my dog my dog.
Yeah,
Right,
I
exactly,
thought you had a dog, and now I think you
Now I
have
have
an imaginary friend.
She's so
there's-
much more than a dog.
Yes.
You guys.
She's really great.
Or perhaps a person in a dog costume.
Oh yeah.
Very confused.
And she kind of thinks I'm a dog a little bit. I'm pretty certain.
Okay.
So
So did she make you?
she's my mom.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
I call
That
her.
makes perfect sense.
Okay.
It gets weird.
It gets weird in that house.
Yeah, this is very that guy you said esque. I'd say.
If I had to explain it, that is, I would use the words you used earlier.
I hope everybody listening is having so much fun.
I know. Yeah,
We're all real giggly.
we're having a laugh
Giggly.
tonight.
Yeah. I feel like we're doing this podcast at like 2 a.m.
Mhm.
We're like, we should all
Yeah,
be sleeping.
got the
What are we
It felt
doing?
so good driving here, and then I sat down and I was like, "Oh, that was it. That was
Yeah.
all.
That was the good feeling.
That was the
Yeah.
E-tank."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was riding high over here too.
Yeah.
I'm into New Jersey
This was the first.
driving. We talked a little bit. That was the first
I'm
thing
in a
I brought
weird
up.
state.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm on vacation right now, so I'm just being a
I
little
left the
loose.
city.
Yeah. I
Get some boardwalk fries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mac and Mancos. Put some sunscreen
Oh,
on my
it's
nose.
It's just Mancos now.
Oh,
Where's
what
Mac?
happened to Mac?
Oh, he got busted for tax evasion.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually-
New Jersey.
Actually, last time I was there, it was called Mancos and Mancos.
Mhm.
No, really.
Because he was just like, nah, the ampersand was very expensive.
He got his cousin involved.
Yeah. We just need
Listen.
another Manco. It's actually his dog.
Well, I guess you still have like a large percentage of the letters already there.
Yeah.
Usually that and N.
and O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Make it
makes
happen.
sense.
Yeah.
I saw
Economically
Saxby's
smart.
Coffee where they just rearranged it to say Abyss.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Took out the S or the X.
I don't know if Abyss is a good name for coffee,
Wait,
though.
anything that you'd eat.
Yeah, they just got rid of the X.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or anything.
Zaxby's like the chicken?
You never had
It's a
Zaxby's
coffee
coffee?
It's a coffee shop.
Isn't
Yeah.
it a chicken place in the South?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good.
I think so.
Good. I'm glad we got this all covered.
This has got to be the most like factually inaccurate episode we have ever done.
Are we still
No,
talking
according
about
to the
your
research
comic?
department, not true. But let's. Oh, the research department has exploded out of sadness. Let's talk about B-Man.
Oh.
Okay.
The death of B-Man,
Yes. It's our first and last issue of B-Man.
No.
which I thought was so funny because it's like it says Volume 1 on it, and that he dies in it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Now, did you pull the Malibu comics and promise people more issues, and then?
No, I mean it ends pretty bluntly, saying it's over. It's never coming back.
Well, the tagline was something like "introducing the tragic end" or something like that. I was like, "This is a
yeah,
great
yeah,
idea."
Yeah, we're here, we're palling around, we're goofing off, but our stuff is bleak, and B-Man is a bleak comic. I'd call it. I mean, we all know what happens to bees. When you use your one power.
Oh, okay,
that the bees have. Not to spoil the end of B-Man, but
I
the
mean, you
cover
said he
spoils
died.
it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you spoil it when you look at it. So.
Uh-huh.
I mean, basically, it was like 30 pages of being like, we got this one joke. It'd be fun if we spent like 4 months developing it into a comic.
We're gonna really drive it home at
Yeah.
the end.
I love because I was looking at it. I didn't buy it, but I was looking at it. And you had some like the sample pages and stuff like that, and the look of it's really cool because you only use black, white, and yellow.
Yeah, for bees.
Because of bees,
Yeah.
which I thought was really cool. Like, how'd you come up with like that idea for the style and stuff like that?
I think we wanted to try doing something a little bit different than just kind of like the 9-panel page,
Okay.
rectangle. So that, hey, squares are kind of cool.
Mhm.
And
This is an actual conversation. We had.
verbatim.
Rectangles out, squares super cool. Let's
think
make
we-
these
we-
sides even.
We were
They're
trying
gonna
to.
do hexagons for beehives. But
Oh yeah,
you lose a lot of the
Aw,
page.
man.
that's
Really
a missed opportunity.
that opportunity.
Maybe in the next one.
Yes.
Oh wait,
Yes.
son of B-Man.
There we go.
Sure.
I think he
He has a son.
He has a son.
I think
Uh-huh.
most bees are female.
No.
Queen bees are.
Queen
bee
bee
style
are.
we are.
No, I think.
The
Like
worker
like the
bees are.
drones?
Yeah.
The drones are. Oh, really?
I
I
don't
think
know.
they're like all.
Honestly,
Research department. We
Yeah.
need.
How many bees?
Our Wikipedia research
Yeah.
lasted about
10 minutes.
10.
And
We need to know the
yeah.
gender of bees.
I think they're all female.
No,
All
they
of
can't
them?
all
They
be
all-
female.
Yeah, there's a queen. That's what I
she's
thought.
female.
But they're not all queens.
I
Yeah.
think
All the
majority
drones,
of
all the drones that are flying around are not. I think they're male.
I think they're male, man.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't think that's.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I
Like
think
in
it's
chess.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Ooh.
I don't want you to research it because I'm worried I'm wrong.
You're very wrong.
But I don't believe you.
Listen, that sounds like a fact that's right, though.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
No, if you're female, you're the queen.
Yeah.
And then if you're not, you're the
The
worker.
rest of them are mostly women. I think there's like.
You think
one-
it's the Amazon? You think?
Yeah. Yes, I 100% think it's the mascara in there. And there's one, not Steve Rogers, Steve Trevor. B.
Mr.
Just
Wonderman.
continue talking,
And
please.
that's, oh, I gladly.
Because
We're gonna get to it.
if you're asking me questions about your wrong scenario, I'm not going to have answers for you.
I've seen Wonder Woman. That's exactly what happens.
But less honey.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
What about all those bees that were circling Mila Kunis in
Oh, yeah. Bees
in
recognize
Jupiter
royalty.
in Jupiter Ascending?
we watched that recently.
We
didn't
did watch it. We
Yeah.
watched it in
But-
Ohio.
But Sean Bean was a dude, and I think he was a bee.
He was a bee?
man.
He was a
Was
bee.
he circling Mila Kunis in that movie?
a little bit of
I mean,
circling.
we should just
yeah.
start listing movies that have bees in them.
Yeah.
My Girl.
My Girl.
My Girl. Wicker Man.
Wicker Man.
Ooh,
Wicker Man, yeah, very good. B movie.
B movie. There's a lot of bees.
Yeah,
I think that's it. I think we
That one
got-
episode of Black Mirror.
Oh
Yeah, but they
yeah,
were
the
robots.
robot bees.
Yeah, but there's
It's
still
like,
bees.
Yeah, yeah.
Transformers. There's
Got
Yellow
Bumblebee.
I
Jacket.
think there's a horror movie about bees. Like they just.
Oh, there is.
It's like
It's
the
called
birds.
Stung or
Oh.
Sting.
Doesn't Candyman do a little bit with
Yeah,
bees?
he's got some
Candyman.
bee-
Yeah, Candyman's
bee
got
going on.
bee.
He got left with bees.
BioShock.
This is all to say we were very upset about the bees, and so we We wrote a comic about them and their plight. It's very serious, you guys.
I thought it looked really cool. I was doing the research today. I was like, this looks like a comic I would read. And I also like that it said on the cover or in the advertisement that it was a full color comic, but you only used the one.
The last panel is,
Well, it has 2 colors in it.
yeah, it's got an extra color.
Ooh, what's the color?
I'm going to guess it's red by the way they're smiling.
We're
be
mischievous
correct.
like that. Yeah.
I'm so glad that when you showed up, you told me you listened to other episodes of this show.
Yeah.
So you know it's not usually this.
This isn't what happens.
No.
We like to derail everything
It's
that
not
we
just
get
a bunch of
involved
dudes
in.
giggling about insects.
It's like, Steve, we're gonna
But
get on here.
today-
We're gonna hijack this.
I love it.
You're gonna
Yeah,
MacGruber
I
it?
think we're founding a new podcast right now. B-Talk.
B-Talk. I'm all
What if your podcast is just you going on other people's podcasts and sabotaging?
And then
and
yeah,
forcing them to talk
and it's
about
called
bees.
This Is Our Podcast Now.
Or pirates.
Yeah.
Pirate radio.
I was going to say
Pirate
something
radio.
about
I like that.
belonging or something. Belonging. That's actually
Yeah,
that's
okay.
a better joke than I gave it credit for. A belonging. A
Alright.
B-talk.
Don't let us derail anymore. I'm fully like ready to get back into this.
So, you Heel on the Shovel
Yes.
is the newest one that just got kickstarted. But you said there's a third part coming?
There's a third forthcoming. We keep making promises publicly about like when that will be.
Okay, then make
And
it now.
everyone's dying to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say next year.
Next year.
Next year, 2019. Before we hit the roaring 20s.
The Roaring 20s.
Yeah. I think we'll have another one.
Yeah, we'll have Heel on the Shovel book 2 will be out hopefully end of June, and then we'll have another edition of Swamp Parade.
Yes. So we're gonna put out more comics
Okay.
about me and my weird dog,
Cool.
or
cool.
me.
That sounds good.
Weird me and my weird dog.
Your normal dog
Yeah.
is confused.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's the victim here.
So, how did you guys meet?
We worked together at a couple art house theaters out near Philadelphia. We were co-managers
Mm-hmm.
at a string of theaters, and just kind of started talking about like movies, obviously, and music and things like that.
You're like, hey, you're a bearded guy with glasses. And
mhm. Yeah, and
yeah,
that's the
just-
origin story, really. Then I bit Steve. He became me. He bit me. So I was going to school for literature at the time, and Steve was kind of like, oh, you should check out all of these comics. And I'd read comics when I was a kid, but had kind of pushed him away for a little bit. And he just kind of handed me a stack, and I was like, oh man, this is awesome. Like, this is so much better than like the stories that I'm writing for school or anything like that. I was like, this is a different medium that I've never really explored before.
Gotcha.
And so I was really fortunate to like be able to come at it from a really like nubile stance where I was like, oh, I don't know what this is. Like, I'll just make it up and do whatever. And I have all these ideas for it. But Steve does too. I'm not saying I.
For a moment, I thought you were going to say that Steve showed you a bunch of drawings. You were like, I don't know what happens in these. Can you make this make sense?
these
Here,
in order.
put words here.
I drew all this stuff, and I know something's happening. Just don't know what it is.
just don't know what it
oh,
is.
he's a bee man.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, we both kind of, we loved movies and stories, and this was like a good mashup of the two.
Well, we could have written movies instead.
Yeah,
It's a lot easier to make a comic.
Yeah. And like, there's
You don't
something-
need any other people.
Right.
Yeah.
There's exactly like there's something like just kind of like gritty and grab your boots. We're going to the comic expo about it.
In boots? There's so much walking at a
I
convention.
know.
That's
I wear
mistake.
boots a lot. I always
You
A
should
lot
wear
of
do.
people-
comfortable
there's a lot of
shoes.
boots being worn at conventions.
I know. It's
Oh
a
yeah,
mistake.
yeah.
So, a lot of uncomfortable footwear in general.
I know. That's why whenever I've cosplayed, it's all been super comfortable. Like I'll be Little Mac. I'll wear
memory
green.
foam.
Well, yeah, all memory foam. I went as a mattress.
Do we have to
Yeah.
cut into a mattress commercial right now?
And it's just your fiance jumping on a bed and a wine glass not falling.
And it doesn't fall over, and we drop eggs on it or something.
Do you think
Yeah,
people
I'm
try that at
obsessed with
home?
those commercials.
I don't know why that makes it a good bed.
No.
Like if you throw eggs at it, it won't break. So go to sleep on it.
Right.
No, I
yeah,
don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, my table holds wine real well too. So.
Slept on
That's the
table.
commercial I want to make, where we just show off a mattress and all the things that can be done to it that are not sleeping. And it's like,
You can
we have
cut
the
it
greatest
open.
mattress. If you stab it with a knife, it screams. Order now. Notice the memory foam doesn't scream.
It remembers the pain.
Let's try it on our mattress. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please. This is the dumbest sketch. It's coming soon. So we got to move on with this show.
What?
Because
From what?
Where do we go from here?
Well, we like to geek out on this show, and we do it with a segment called "What You Watching, What You Reading, What You Playing." It's where we talk about what we're watching, and what we're reading, and what we're playing.
Okay.
Since you guys are new to the group, what have you guys been watching?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Steve.
Mike, you go first this week.
All right. Okay. We'll wind down. I just got into the show Atlanta that I started from the first season, and it's brilliant, totally brilliant, really funny. I mean, and it, it really resonates with me because like I grew up in the underground Atlanta hip hop culture.
Oh yeah.
So
It's just like your story.
yeah, exactly. No, but there's something like really like all bits aside, there's something like super like universal about like the story that's being told, and that like I don't know, it's just great and surreal and like can dip in between like just straight TV show storytelling and just out there, like totally out there surreality.
Yeah.
Really effortlessly. I think it's one of the best things on television, and you can take that to the bank. And
I will take that.
They're going to put that on the.
What is it worth?
It's a lot of money. At least 36,000 points.
Ooh.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
It's
That's a
a
lot of
good
big
amount of
points.
points.
That's what
Good
I've been
amount of
watching.
points.
Yeah.
Well, it's on its what, second season now?
Yeah, so the second season just started, so I'm like a season behind. But I feel like our generation, I don't want to make a blanket statement or speak for anyone else, but that I like. There's some things that when they come out, I'm like, oh, I need to see this as it happens. But then other things, I'm like, oh, I could wait and like bank these, and then like I get 10 in a row.
There's been a couple shows where I'm like, that looks really good. I can't wait for it to be over, and then I can watch all
Exactly.
of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then it gets canceled after one season, and I watch it. I'm like, why did this get canceled? It's
Right,
so
this
good.
is
Oh,
great.
nobody, because of me. It's
Yeah.
my fault.
It's
You
like, hurry
didn't
up, the
tune in.
Americans.
Yeah,
Your time's up, and
that's
and
on
so
the
I can
list.
watch you.
I like to wait till like 3 years after everyone else watched it, so I can be like, "You guys want to talk about The Wire?" And they're like, "No,
No,
we're
not
done.
at all. No.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad again, over."
I just got through the Brady Bunch for the first time. There's some stuff in there.
They made a movie.
Yeah, a couple.
What? There's more than one?
Yeah,
there's
there's
like
a very Brady sequel.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that was. I'm not gonna say.
Did they go surfing in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Hawaii vacation.
Yeah, and they get the tikis and
I might
all
have
that
seen
good
it.
stuff. Yeah.
I know 2 plot points about it. I think you could call
Can't
me.
be much else.
Well, they have. There's a bunch of funny jokes where it's like, oh, it's the 90s, but it's also the 70s in the Brady Bunch world,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, you're nailing it.
Cool. It's a good movie.
Steve, what have you been watching?
Well, the 2 shows I've been watching have been Legion.
Oh, I haven't watched the second season.
I haven't seen any of the second
Oh,
season.
I was gonna ask you if it's
I heard that the first episode is unbelievable.
well, all right.
And yeah, that show kind of like took me by surprise because I don't know, the guy who does it also does Fargo, which I love. That FX does, or FXX
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. They just keep adding X's to it.
Yeah. And it just blew me away. And then the other show I've been kind of just plowing through has been Cheers.
Yeah, I've had a lot of friends that like very recently were like, we're gonna watch all of Cheers.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Is it fun?
It's.
Do they have fun there?
I mean, you get to like the 23rd episode of a season and you realize nothing's happened.
Right.
Yeah, it's a
It's all
sitcom.
in a bar. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's. I mean, you get to know you get to know your friends.
yeah. Eventually, the blonde's gonna leave, and
Yeah.
Kirstie Alley's going to show up.
I mean,
That's something to look forward to.
Harrelson's in it, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Woody's in it.
I love Woody Harrelson.
You got the Frage.
Yeah, you got the Frage. All good things. All good things.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good choice to binge. William, anything you want?
I watched a small indie film called Avengers: Infinity War.
Infinity War, yes. Now,
Mhm.
do you have anything non-spoiler that you
There's
would
very
like to
little.
talk about?
I saw it in a drive-in, not a drive-through.
That took way too much thought for you, buddy.
And I would never see a movie for the first time in a drive-in again
Yeah.
because it's very loud.
Good. That surround car stereo
Yeah,
sound.
yeah. So most of it was happening behind me. I was on the ground because I didn't want to watch it through the windshield of a car.
Did you go to the Delsey Drive-In, or were you
No, I
up?
was in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
And then there was Karate Kid playing in the next field. It's not a theater
yeah.
or parking lot.
Yeah.
And that
Outside
looked like a
area?
lot of fun. Like if I had prepared to like tailgate and watch an '80s movie, it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But I'll probably have to see Avengers. I'm not sure what everyone was saying in Infinity War.
So lost some of the lines.
It took me like Nebula was like, "Oh, Thanos is on Titan, Magnus," and I was like, "Who is Matt?" And I got so excited for half an hour until I realized she said Mantis, and I was listening to a movie through a car radio.
All right, I could see that is not the best way to see it. I saw it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I greatly enjoyed it, and I will not say any spoilers. However, the whole time,
Here's who died.
the whole time I was watching it, I was thinking about my buddy John, because I got John's review of Captain America: Civil War, and it was the greatest thing I ever heard. Because he was like, "Yeah, I saw Civil War; it was great. Iron Man's in it." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I had no idea." I was like, "Oh my god, this is going to be an Iron Man movie." And then Paul Rudd's in it too, and he's a superhero. I was like, "Oh my god, you totally missed out on a bunch of stuff that was important." I know he's going to go see this movie and have no idea what's happening, and I can't wait to get his review, where it's just like, "Yeah, there's a lot of."
This young Gandalf dude with
Yeah.
the magic.
They start off by killing a bunch of extras. What?
Yo, I thought we came late because of the opener. I would
Yeah.
also like to, I'm pretty sure I was like, we're in the wrong parking lot.
It does start with a bang. Like, it's like, let's go. We're in the middle of it.
The first one did that too. It was just kind of like, here's a movie.
Yeah,
but
they're
there
running through the snow.
Yeah.
There was some talking in the first one
Yeah.
before it exploded.
I only like movies where the main character wakes up in bed. That's the opening scene.
At the end or the beginning?
At the beginning, the very
Yeah.
beginning, he wakes up in bed and he
It's like
puts
a
he puts his
Ferris
shoes
Bueller.
on.
You gotta
And
get a
then-
sense of his routine.
Yeah, brushes his teeth and then
Well, I mean, Infinity War, like, the movie starts at the end of a battle that was probably really cool to see,
Mhm.
but you don't get to see it.
There were a bunch of people died,
Yeah.
I guess, because they don't show
Yeah,
up.
we don't know where they are. So, yeah, it's a wild start. I super enjoyed it, though, and I recommend everyone see it. But if you're listening to this show, you don't need my words to make you see that movie. I'm going to throw it back down to the end and ask you what you're reading. You reading anything good?
yeah, I have two. I'm reading two things right now, and they're both like unbearably pretentious to.
Oh, I
like,
can't wait.
name.
I can't wait.
But I won't.
Well, I just got a Kindle Paperweight, white paper, not a.
A broken Kindle?
It's a broken. I got the Kindle Paperwhite, so I just like bought a ton of things that I was like, oh, I've been meaning to read this, and it's 99 cents, so I can buy it. And it shows you I'm obsessed by it. It shows you your progress on the bottom. It's super cool. I can
Yeah.
like highlight words that I don't know, and then it like banks them, and then I go back to that, and I'm like, oh, I've mastered what this word means. I literally couldn't come up with a word because I haven't mastered any of them yet.
Yeah,
So
pretentious.
I'm literally going back and forth between Virginia Woolf's Orlando.
Okay. So you just like city names.
Yes, it's about
Okay.
Florida.
Okay,
It
gotcha.
was
and-
about Orlando Bloom, like a fan fiction.
A posthumously written
Yeah.
fan fiction.
I assume one day.
Orlando Bloom wakes up in bed. Ooh, okay. I'm in.
And then I'm reading Jean-Louis Borges's Ficciones, which
What?
is it's it's a short story collection from the 30s that's like also surreal. Maybe you're perhaps noticing here, like I'm a little bit into like surreal experimental fiction, I guess, and things like that. So this one's really great because like you could read it, and if you didn't know it was a book of short stories, you'd be like, this isn't a book. Like it's like an encyclopedia article. It's excellent.
Okay.
I highly recommend everything Borges ever did. So
All right. I haven't tortured myself with a book for a while since I finished House of Leaves. So
I torture myself a lot. So
you ever read House of Leaves?
yes, Mark Z. Danielewski, baby.
Oh yeah. I don't think that book's available on Kindle. Like I don't think they allowed it.
It wouldn't
format,
translate.
right?
Yeah, it wouldn't format right. Yeah. I just need a good old book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good
How
old
do you
white.
turn the page on a Kindle?
You just touch it. You just touch it, baby. That's what I meant to say. You just give it a little tap on the right or the left, whatever side you're going to.
So do you think like this motion is gonna like? That's
I lick my
eventually-
finger every time I touch it too.
Turn pages like that?
Yeah, like
That can't work.
You very expressly turn pages like that.
yeah. If you don't get the little crack when you whip the page,
Mhm.
have you really read it?
Okay, well here I'll solve this argument right now. Pretend you're driving a car. All right. I'm driving a car.
Mhm.
All right. We pull up at a red light, and you want me to roll down my window. What do you do?
What do you guys do?
Right. Who has a window that you open like this in a car?
I do. I have a very pretentious car.
You got it installed. You said, take this automatic window out of here.
Give me one of those plastic levers.
I wanted to dig into the side of my knee when I'm driving.
Oh, it's the best.
This is something I was like interested in because also like this is going away as a phone
Mhm.
in terms of mine.
This won't work
It's becoming this.
on
This,
a podcast.
We have cameras now.
No, I'm saying I'm going to tell a story that will only work on cameras. I
Okay,
swear to
good.
God, I was driving and I was on my phone because I'm irresponsible, and a guy pulled up next to me, honked his horn, and did this motion. And I looked him dead in his eyes, and I went, "This is a phone. This is a phone."
Yeah.
He chased you all the way here.
Yeah.
He's like, this improv class mother effer's going down.
Let me call him. Really sorry to all the audio listeners. Because what I'm miming takes a real long time.
Oh, I have to climb up to get to where I'm going. I never took an improv class.
You know, back in the old days when
You had to
everything was
climb.
on vines.
They switch the cables.
Oh,
okay, that was good. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I was doing.
we were going even further back in phone calls.
Yeah, you got your operator.
I'm gonna
You're rolling the thing.
I'm gonna throw you a tin can.
You have the one in your ear and the one in your mouth.
Operator. Remember
Plus
old
Two
stuff?
Comedy Podcast, the only podcast for mimes.
Steve, you read anything?
I haven't been reading much because I've been watching Cheers.
Okay,
But-
understandable.
Cuts in your
I've also been like just working on getting our comic done, and
Reading your own comic a lot?
yeah,
Pretentious.
I'm coloring it right now, which is like the worst thing in the world. But I just picked up Ed Pisker's X-Men Grand Design,
Okay.
which has been really great.
Yeah.
And it's just like I think he condensed 800 pages into like 100 pages or something of like
Okay.
all the X-Men history,
Oh, that's
super
cool.
condensed into
Okay.
one volume, or I guess he's doing 2 volumes, like starting with or ending at the Dark Phoenix and picking up at Dark.
That's a good place to end, especially
Yeah.
with the movie coming out and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And it's cool because like, you know, he's got like a very distinct coloring style, and then he actually took some of Kirby's original art and then like recolored it to kind of fit the palette.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that blasphemous?
That sounds awesome.
No.
I don't think so. He didn't screw with the drawing.
Okay.
You know,
Because I have a new book coming out called B-Man Returns.
Son of a bee man.
It's
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah, I had some blue to it. It needed it.
So I'll read older comics and be like, "Oh, this was drawn better. I'd enjoy it more."
I didn't know a drawing could be racist, but there it is. Oh,
Right there in black and white.
Yeah. Can't enjoy it. Will, you reading anything good?
Yeah, I went back onto my kick. You guys might care about this. There's like 10 books that are considered like the foundation of like all modern sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
And Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep,
Right. Yeah.
Neuromancer, Starship Troopers, and I decided I was going to read a bunch of them. A lot of them are very boring,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and so I decided I would read Dune.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I can tell you, it's an audiobook, and I made sure it was a full cast production.
Yeah.
Wise.
If this was a book, I would hate it. But that some of the characters have silly voices is selling this to me 100%.
It's also written really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I need to do they go out of their way. Like, there's a plot that's happening, and I'm
Yeah.
interested in it. But also, here's some history of the feudal banking system of a made-up. Well, I'm like, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You make me feel stupid for not knowing what you're talking about, and I don't want to know more.
Did you ever read those Kim Stanley Robinson books like Red Planet, Blue Planet, Green Planet?
No,
You're thinking of Weezer albums.
Yes. I didn't care for the Red
Dr. Seuss.
Planet. I loved the Blue Planet.
Oh, yeah.
Green Planet was okay.
Yeah, it's good. Hash pipes on that
it
one.
had its songs on there. It's like super hard sci-fi, I guess I would call it, where it's about terraforming Mars, and it's like just as dull as that sounds. And each of
Did
those
they go too far? Like
oh,
Red Planet starts
I know
Green
how to
Planet, they're like,
terraform.
we did it.
Yeah.
Blue Planet. No, too much water.
they
Damn this atmosphere.
Ruined an entire book series.
I think you could terraform Mars if you read those books. I made it
Matt
like
Damon did it.
Yeah.
he did do it.
He
That
did
was
a very
with-
little part.
Mhm. Yeah, there was no poop in Red Planet though.
Oh, then
That was
BS
Brown Planet.
science then.
Just Matt
I didn't
Damon
mean to
running
talk over
around.
Brown Planet. That was a very funny joke.
I'm sorry about that.
Should have changed the name of that movie to Brown Planet because he's just dancing around in his poop all day.
Growing potatoes, right?
Yeah.
The most poop of all
Yeah.
or
It
vegetables.
does-
And he
it
doesn't
does
have-
look that way.
Yeah. Weird.
No, what's happening?
I was about to ask you what you were reading.
I said Dune.
Oh, yeah, Dune. That's my turn. I read Zatanna recently.
Carlos Santana?
Carlos Zantana.
Oh.
Yes.
Santana.
Yeah, it's about a Mexican magician who's only really good when he partners up with other people.
Like Rob Thomas.
Yeah, like Rob Thomas. Yeah.
I was gonna say Rob Lowe. That's not who it is though.
No,
No,
but that'd be
no.
kind of cool.
That'd be a cool one too.
No, Zatanna, the magician, and because I always defend DC Comics and say that I'm more of a DC comic fan than Marvel, and I realize I only say that because I like Batman.
Mhm.
So I was like, all right, I need to read something that's not Batman. So I start reading Zatanna, and the first page the Joker is on, and I was like,
They got to sell those comics.
yeah,
they got to
that's
sling
the only
them, right?
way that this works.
Yeah.
Now,
Um,
I would be interested in seeing them do like a stage show fight because the Joker's a clown. He's a performer.
exactly, and that's where it goes. Like she's tied up, and the Joker's there, and then she gets away, and it was all a stage performance. It's like okay,
Like
gotcha.
Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Yeah, yes.
I like that Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark is a punchline. now.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Broadway's NASCAR. You showed up for the crashes. But I really liked Zatanna, but the issue I have with it is I was uncomfortable reading it in public because she was naked way too many times. And as I mentioned off camera, I was at a Jiffy Lube. So I was reading Zatanna at a Jiffy Lube, and I was like, yeah, I don't like that. Now this demon is naked. I don't.
Was it a dude demon at least?
It was a dude demon. He was a nightmare that jumped into your dreams, and it was a lot of high concept stuff that like I would have enjoyed if it wasn't like me trying to hide from other people.
Definitely
Like, no,
not.
this is really
Yeah.
interesting. It's not just. Well, there's a lot of leather, so That is my review of Satan.
A lot of leather,
Lot of
bad
leather.
at Jiffy Lube.
Yes. Yes. Throw it back down to Mike. Mike, what you playing? You playing anything good?
Well, I just played a game about 20 minutes ago. That was quite literally the first thing I've played in 20 years.
Nice.
So I am not. As a matter of fact, I haven't played a game. I want to say game,
Not a board game?
not a board game. I didn't come from a board game family.
No.
No, I dated this girl once who did come from a board game family, and it was a very uncomfortable experience.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
We're not
wanted
together
to play
now.
board games with
What?
my family.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that like a trope where
Yeah.
families like
Yes.
get together and play board games?
Those people are creepy.
That's what I thought, but apparently it's much more widespread than I had ever imagined. So
Shows like Scientology doesn't make it not creepy.
this is true. But
I
there's
like board games, guys.
Yeah, no,
the
Pete,
board
Don't
game
compare it
families
to
are playing,
Scientology.
like Life and Monopoly. Like, I like board games that are weird and that normal people haven't heard of.
That is true.
yeah, I'm very bad at them. It's not like anything
too.
against games. It's like I prefer not to like. Well, first of all, I hate winning. I just don't ever want to win.
You're just too good to play board games.
Yeah, I'm too good.
It's a curse.
No, I don't like winning.
Oh, I
feel
won
uncomfortable.
again.
I feel uncomfortable winning. It's like, oh yeah, Grandma, I got Yahtzee. So, I don't like winning. I either want to like a game where I lose or everybody ties.
Oh, there's a
Like,
whole,
is there like that's what I'm saying. Like,
so you
if
like
they're called
the Marxist
European
version
style-
of
yeah.
board game.
Yeah, they're called European style board games, but they're where everybody's collectively working towards a
Yeah.
goal.
Ring
Right, and
around the
then-
rosy.
Ring,
Uh,
and then
Communism.
at the end you all get together and do your traditional dance or something.
Yeah, on the maypole.
Yeah, that's what I want. I'd be open to suggestions, I should say, of like things that I could do that like would,
That would end in a nude romp around a maypole.
exactly. and maybe like praising a pagan god.
Oh, gee, I got some board games for you.
so that's what you were playing. This
Okay.
show is completely lost. How about you, Steve? You playing anything?
My wife and I play new Super Mario Brothers on
Oh,
the
okay.
Wii.
Nice.
Yeah, we've been playing it for about 3.5 years, and about halfway through the second world.
I was about to say, why didn't you play Mario in the Nintendo World Championship? But I think
Yeah, Steve.
you answered that question.
Like when you die and then you come back, and it's like in the hundreds at this point. Like how many deaths we've gone through.
Nice.
Are you doing it on purpose?
No.
Oh, it's nothing like.
Trying very hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maximum effort.
Like I will yell at the TV.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're running a little bit low on time.
I didn't play anything
You
interesting.
didn't play anything
It's
interesting?
fun.
All right, then we'll beg that for next time because we end all of our podcasts with a game. It's time for host versus guest versus audience. This week, I brought back this pop figure of Iron Man before he learned about color.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He also added red to his costume.
Yes, indeed. What did you guys bring?
Well, naturally, we brought a copy of our first comic, Heel on the Shovel.
I really like the art style.
Oh,
I just saw boobs.
Oh, yeah, there's
I'm not going to
guys-
be able to read this at Jiffy Lube.
It's only on like 10 pages. It's not.
2 or 10?
Yeah, there's male nudity in this
All
as
right,
well.
good. I just wanted to be equal.
Yeah,
That's all I
yeah.
So to play host versus guest versus audience, we need an audience member, but they need a bring prize for us to win. Or we could just play if you don't want to come up here and play. All right, we're just going to play. Audience just shut me down. We're going to play Google Feud because I made a nice little game about your name and it being Hill in the Press, and it was going to be a smush game, and I wrote all these questions and I left them at home.
Oh,
So
no.
we're going to play Google Feud instead. Have you played Google Feud before? No,
No,
you haven't
I've
played any
not.
games. I'm going to give you part of a Google search. You need to give me one of the top 10 auto-completes for the Google search.
This is. I could
okay.
get behind this game.
Okay, cool. I'm very
This
excited.
game.
On the next podcast where they ask me what I'm playing, this is what I'm going to say.
All right, excellent. So everyone will get a chance to answer every question. We'll start with you for the first one. What happened to
What?
What happened to?
A bunch of weird things in my head, but they're not going to be the answer. And then it blanked.
What happened to?
What? I can. Can I tell you? The only thing I can think of now is Alf. There's a whole explanation
Man.
to how that happened.
Yeah, let's
but
see.
We're gonna go with it.
Alf. Not on there,
Yeah,
believe it or
who'd
not.
have thought?
What happened to Alf? Steve, what happened to?
But like, what did happen now?
I don't know. That's a good question.
What happened to my legs?
My
I
legs.
feel a little better about my answer.
Not on there. Not on there.
This is current Google searches.
Yes.
I'm going to say what happened to Kanye West.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, that's a good one. Not on there.
Wow.
What happened to Michael Savage?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Gronk?
Wait, who's Michael Savage?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to him.
Okay.
What happened to Gronk? What happened to Clue? CLOO? Clue?
Like a pigeon?
Yeah.
What happened to Chiller on Dish? Which was a channel. Yeah, it's a channel. Judge Larry Bakeman?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Sarah Foraker?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know what happened to any of these.
Yeah. Fetty Wap's eye?
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good one.
What happened to Fetty Wap's eye?
He lost it when he was a kid because he
Oh.
had like lupus.
Probably.
Okay.
It usually is.
What happened to Sarah on 97.1 The Ticket?
Yeah, where's she been?
What happened to Kim Kardashian? And what happened to Vine?
Oh, it's
What happened to
gone.
Vine? It's
Vine
gone.
happened to Vine.
That was
You know,
not
it's
the
hard
button I
to tell because like sometimes like you get those weird things in the Google search where
Yeah.
it's like, why are I got nothing.
want.
Yeah,
well,
sometimes it is like that.
Yeah,
It'll come
Steve,
up.
you're right. Yeah.
Steve, we're going to start with you this time.
Great.
I got a weird one for you.
Okay,
Mrs.
Hmm.
MRS. Mrs.
Mrs. Oh, Mrs.
I got two good answers. I'll sell you one.
Claus.
That's a good one too.
Claus.
It's also
Not-
a
not
seasonal
on
search.
there.
I don't know if that.
Did you say Claus?
Like-
like Santa Claus.
Like Santa Claus.
Wife. Not
Oh.
Either one, whatever-
CLAWS,
well,
unless it's a
whatever
picture
one
of a
shows up.
dog.
We'll look in a moment. We'll look in a moment.
Mhm.
Mike?
Mrs. Jackson.
That's a good one.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, for I am for real.
That's Miss.
It's not on there.
I know it's Miss Jackson. I realized that after I said it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
the sequel song.
I'm
It's an
sorry,
old
Mrs.
song.
Jackson, for formalizing your name.
I'm gonna go with Mrs. Buttersworth.
Oh, that's a cool one. Cool choice, dude.
Nice.
Not on
Should
there.
have gone Fields.
Mrs. Dalloway?
Okay.
Mrs. Trump?
Oh, that's what I was gonna be one of mine.
Mrs. Brown's Boys?
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Myers? Mrs. Robinson?
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Maddox? Mrs. Potato Head?
Oh, that's a good one.
Mrs. Fields?
It was a dumb joke.
Mrs. Claus?
Oh,
So it's on there. So that's 9,000 points for you because I thought you meant Claus. It's like, that's a weird answer, but all right. And the number one answer is Mrs. Doubtfire from producer Jesse.
That's a good one.
That was a good one.
All right.
Racist.
Oh, why do we keep
Mrs.
getting this
Buttersworth's
one?
Not on there.
This is like the fifth time Muppet has come up.
All right.
We're not doing it
No,
again.
mm.
All right,
Yeah, but I forgot what the term is.
Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Powdered. Simply powdered.
Donuts.
That's a good one.
That is the number 9 answer. Good for 2,000 points.
Wow.
Will?
I'm gonna bank on people's stupidity and say powdered cake.
Ooh,
Smart.
ooh, I like
Smart.
that idea. Not on there. Not on there.
This
Is
is
it
a
cool?
real powdered
It
cake.
was a cool one.
It's gonna blow.
Powdered.
It's a well powdered cake.
Ooh, bottom.
Wait, is it the past tense powdered?
Powdered.
Powdered keg?
No,
That is
Literally
literally
what
what
he
Will
just-
said a moment ago.
I thought you said cake.
no.
No, cake.
I'm gonna go with cake.
Oh. All right.
Oh, sugar. Get off.
All right. Not on. All right. The top 10 answers are powdered sugar cookies, powdered donuts, powdered wig, powdered
That's a good one.
Powdered wig.
powdered peanut butter.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I love it. It's
Peanut
very
butter
good.
powder's
Very.
Excuse me.
Powdered toast man,
Yeah.
powdered alcohol,
Interesting.
powdered sugar icing, powdered milk, powdered eggs, and number 1, powdered sugar.
Mm-hmm.
But that means with 9,000 points, Steve is our winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats, Steve.
You win your own comic and a pop figure. So we got to get out of here. Anything you guys want to plug?
The new book's coming out soon. We are on Instagram and Facebook at Hot Press Comics. And you can check us out on our web store at hotpresscomics.bigcartel.com. I'm sure many of your listeners have been to that fine
Big
website
fans,
before.
Big fans.
And yeah, we have the forthcoming. And should be out sometime by late June, so get on it. You got to read Heel on the Shovel Part 1, though, to figure it out.
To really figure it out.
It's a thinker.
It's a real thinker.
All right. Will, anything to add?
No one dies in Infinity Wars.
0. It's a very
It's a very
bloodless
happy
war.
ending.
Yeah. Be sure to give us 5 stars on iTunes, 5 stars on Stitcher. Vote for us on podcastland.com. Make us a podcast of the month. Subscribe to us on YouTube, like and comment, and also follow us on Twitch if you'd like to watch along live and talk to us in the chat. Upcoming shows include, on the 10th, we'll have comedian David M.D. on the show. And on the 17th, which might have to be rescheduled because it's Wizard World and I forgot. I don't know if we're going to go to Wizard World on Thursday, but we might. But if we don't, the Cyberhawks 2000 from Chikara Pro Wrestling will be here.
Whoa.
If not, they'll be here the next week.
I love Chikara.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We should have talked about Chikara the whole time.
That would have been
No,
cool.
I'm glad we talked about nothing.
Instead, we talked
Yeah,
about
I'm
nothing.
feeling comfortable with what we did.
Thank you so much for watching the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast, and thank you to Net Neutrality for still existing by like a hair and making the show possible. This is the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast. Thank you guys so much. Yay.